Hello and welcome to Red Flags. We are your hosts, Dave, Opie, and Al. And today we're discussing my most hated movie, which is 1985's The Howling II, Your Sister is a Werewolf.
I wasn't sure if I even had started the right one. Because when we were first watched it, I remember, first of all, how much you fucking hated it. And that was way more entertaining than anything. Because I'm pretty sure you punched that old CRT TV right in its face.
You know what I don't understand? Why did they call it Your Sister's a Werewolf?
Because his sister's a werewolf.
Minimal aspect of that entire movie.
That's all I saw of the movie.
Well, you're right. It's essentially that's how they
it's the
link
opening
it.
scene.
They link it to the originally Howling. It's because,
Yeah.
you know, that's supposed to be his sister in the first movie is the one that shot herself. So that's how you started off.
Yeah, and we should just say that she shot herself to save the human race from her.
Should we go back to the Howling 1?
Do a quick recap.
The Howling 1.
Was that the one that at the end was the weird newscaster that looked like a teddy bear kind of werewolf?
Exactly.
Okay, I remember.
It was
that now.
such a disappointment. And I could preach about my ending again, but I don't know if I have to. That's the one thing I'm sure of. If I was like a Hollywood person and had any pull, I'd remake The Howling with my ending.
Yep.
Probably better. I think that should be
And not
remade,
look
actually.
like a fuzzy puppy teddy bear looking thing.
Correct. She would turn to her co-host and fucking devour him and then
run
leap
rampant.
and then leap at the camera and it would go black and you'd hear like
A few screams, some shuffles.
cameramen screams and shuffles and growls and
then
then
Would you
it
do
would-
the thing where the camera falls on its side?
Sure, maybe. No,
And
it'd
the
probably just
screen
go
cracks.
black. It would probably just go black, and then you'd be hearing all the.
Falls at first, and then black.
There you go. Yeah.
What about like
Combine the two.
it goes black, but like you hear like the boom mic scraping around as it's getting like tossed around?
Sure. Any creepy, horrible.
That'd be pretty
shit.
cool.
Better than turning into a teddy bear, letting out a tear, and then getting shot.
Or if they have lapel mics, they're probably running around with that so you could hear them going through doors and shit. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot that can be done.
So the criticism for me doesn't start at the Howling 2. It kind of starts at the Howling, the ending. That's where it
okay,
starts
hang
to
on.
tank for me.
Hang on. Before we jump into this,
Because there's two things that actually are going to combine what you're talking about from the first one to the second one and what happens right away in the second one.
yeah, but before we even jump into like feet first into this, I want to go back to 1985.
Okay.
I want to go back to 1985. It was a great year, okay?
It was a great year.
First of all, besides the fact you were born in 1985,
Yes. Yep.
right?
We were 2 years old.
Yeah, we were. We were 2 years old over here.
Terrible twos.
Terrible twos. I remember nothing.
Nope.
Bits and parts, maybe.
But what else is going on in 85? Besides
Well-
me being born?
There were a lot of good movies and TV shows, like Transformers, the cartoon. That was 1985, but you didn't know that.
Transformers the cartoon?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know when that was created, though, because that sounds like something you would do.
I'm
now
telling you,
on
it's
a-
1985.
That's
I
when they
understand.
started the cartoon?
That's when.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
when that was like started, created. as
Yes.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's what kicked her off. That like people just know like Megan Fox, but no, this was like, now there's a new movie coming out. I don't know if you knew that.
Another
There's a new it's animated, I believe. I think it's mostly CGI, I think, but it's called like Transformers 1 and it's like the story of Optimus Prime becoming like how he it's weird cuz it's like he's a teenager.
Oh.
Yeah, I would watch it just to see
I'd
it,
watch it to see it.
but yeah, I don't know if it's but anyway, so 1985, guess what? Some cool shit happened. First of all, Coca-Cola introduced new Coke. Now, I don't know if you remember how well that went over.
You know what else
It
came
didn't
out this
go
year
over very
is
well.
Silver Bullet, a much.
Hang on, Opie. Let me get there. I had a whole thing.
All right. I won't interrupt you. Again.
I had a
All right.
whole thing planned. First of all, gallon of gas, $1.09.
Okay, yeah, that'd be nice.
Bacon was $1.65. A
Can't-
postage
I can't
stamp was
imagine
22 cents. A movie ticket was $2.
I spent like $7 for a package of bacon.
Do you want to know how
Although
much?
it's not like your average package of bacon, I guess. It's
Do you-
like hickory smoked or something, so I'd pay a little bit more. But
Do you want to know how much a beanbag chair costs? I don't know why this is a stat, but a beanbag chair was $40.
you could probably get something like that. Similar
That's kind of
on
expensive
Amazon.
for 85. Geez, but
40
I'll bet they were like,
They're probably
Wow.
big and thick.
And they were probably filled with asbestos.
All right.
A new car, average price for a new car was $9,000.
Huh.
wow.
Rent was $375.
Wow.
Michael Jordan was the rookie of the year.
Okay.
Right? Let's see. Apparently, Route 66 was taken out of the United States highway system. They're just like, that's not a highway no mo.
Is that the one Bob Dylan sings about?
So what do they got
Yeah.
for movies that this was up
Well,
against?
first, there's one more really important thing I want to say before I get into the movies. Nintendo was released in the U.S. Regular Nintendo Entertainment System.
The old school.
The big old gray brick.
You know what it was called before that?
I should know this. It's right there, but you got to say it.
Famicom.
Yes.
What does it say it again?
Famicom.
Famicom. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the Japanese version.
That's not terrible.
But
Any better than
That's
Nintendo?
when it came to the United States. It was the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System.
so I looked up two different things about movies in 1985. First was just a general list of like the top 50 movies of 1985.
Okay, I see what's going on.
And then I
there.
also looked
I
up
see it now.
I also looked up horror movies from 1985.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
do the horror.
So, okay. I'm going to tell you right now, this one, according to this ranking, this movie is a lot higher than I expected it to be.
For real?
It's number 16.
Can you give me the
Whack.
next three
Really?
films? below
After
it?
that,
Yes.
Chiller is number 17.
Don't know that one.
The Hills Have Eyes, Part 2.
Not a good one. I'm not
I
going to
haven't
argue
seen.
that.
I haven't seen the original.
And then The Bride.
Never heard of it. White Slave Creature.
Are you reading that from back there?
Yeah, you're surprised I can read that?
I wouldn't be able to.
I'd have to put on my glasses and probably use a telescope.
So, okay. So the number one movie in 1985, horror-wise, Day of the Dead.
I didn't realize this was such a great year for horror.
Day of the Dead, then Demons, which
Demons.
I've never seen.
Dario Argento is super good.
Yeah?
I mean, it's a crazy fucking demon movie, but it's essentially a zombie movie.
Well, the next movie is also a zombie movie, Return of the Living Dead,
I love that movie.
and then Reanimator,
I love that movie.
and then Fright Night.
I've never seen that movie.
That one seems more popular, and I'm surprised I haven't seen it.
We should watch that
Phenomena.
one. Ooh, that's a really good one. Madison likes that one.
That just ruined my brain because now I just want to go.
Yes, I know exact because I can't say it either. It happens every time we watch this movie.
They've got it. That's what
watch it.
popped in my head was
Yes.
Phenomena.
Yes. We watch it every year, and every year I sing that.
You do? You do? Okay. But guess what? After that, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2,
I love that movie.
Freddy's Revenge. You like that one?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. What about Friday the 13th, A New Beginning?
I think so. Scroll down.
So
Let me see
that
what
one-
it looks like.
That one,
Don't know if I like
So
it.
this is all these movies are what this was up against. That's kind of scary that this. I mean, I can't believe this thing made it to 16.
well, that's just in the horror genre.
Yeah.
So that one,
Was there only 16 movies released?
no.
Okay.
So Friday the 13th: A New Beginning is the one where Tommy Jarvis. Is this the one where he's an adult or is he the kid?
He's a teenager
In this one.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's
Because wasn't the one before
overtones.
this one? It was played by one of the Corys, Corey Feldman. Oh, yeah. So this is the one after that.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Okay, so
I mean, I've seen it a million times, but I just can't.
because Corey Feldman murders Jason in one of them.
Yeah, I want to say the fourth.
Yeah, so this must be the fifth in 1985. Man, they banged these movies out. And then Cat's Eye, Life Force.
Life Force is supposed to be good.
Never heard of it. Midnight Honor, Silver Bullet, the one
Which
that you
is
mentioned,
Much better
is
than
at
this one.
12. And this movie, The Howling II, Your Sister's a Werewolf, is number 16. So then there's The Stuff, Bad Seed, Ghoulies, and then Howling 2.
Who did these rankings?
I don't know.
So
I
do they have a-
think it goes off of like the score of IMDb,
Either that or
the
whoever
star
wrote it had a
rating.
mental disability.
Because after that's Chiller Hills Have Eyes, Bride, White Slave, Creature, The Nail Gun Massacre.
The Nail Gun Massacre.
Yes. And Hard Rock
Did they have
Zombies.
CO2 nail guns back
Keep going
then?
down. Keep going down.
Hard
Move
Rock
it along,
Zombies
move it along,
Massacre.
move it along. I want to see these movies.
Once Bitten.
Never seen any of these ones after the movie we're watching.
That's good. We got
Is
a we got a new list of trash we can watch.
Yeah, these movies are going to be trash too. If they're below this trash.
Rocktober Blood. That seems interesting.
This in no way justifies how shitty this movie is, by the way.
Well, who knows? Maybe you'd like Too Scared to Scream.
Do you want me to get into like the director and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about this movie.
Okay. The director is Felipe Mora.
How about a what?
Felipe Mora.
Is it not like Felipe?
Felipe.
Felipe.
Mora.
Felipe. That could be it. I don't know.
And
Sorry, sir or ma'am. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
I believe it's a man.
Okay.
But I also want to talk about the two writers.
Oh,
There's two of them. One goes to, it's Gary Brander. He kind of wrote the first one, so he gets credit sort of for the second one because it's The Howling II. And they linked it.
Okay.
Well, probably because they linked.
But the other
The ending.
writer is Robert Sarno. And Robert
That
Sarno,
sounds familiar.
he
He's
only
still alive.
has 2 writer credits. This one and something in 1995, 10 years later, called Decoy. Nobody gives a fuck about that movie. But
Is this guy still alive?
uh,
Because I really would like to slap him.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. That's aggressive, Dave.
Well, I would like to place the blame for all the shitty writing and everything on him. You know,
It could have been decent.
Okay. Can I say something really quick? I only watched 27 minutes of this movie.
Well, you were going to watch the rest,
I was-
but it wouldn't load.
I was trying.
Yeah.
You guys watched it on Tubi, and I tried to watch it on Pluto, and that did not go well.
Well, you tried Tubi on your phone after that, didn't you? And it still wouldn't load?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I ate some food and then waited for Opie to get here. But I was talking to him outside when he got here, and I told him, I was like, yeah, I was gonna watch it on Amazon Prime because I saw it was on there.
Which was
and
funny
then,
because you told me, it's like, it's on, look, it's on there. And I'm right there with the remote typing, and I'm like, I can't find it.
yeah, you want to know why?
Yeah.
Tell him, Opie. Tell him why it wasn't.
Because, and I didn't even fucking think of this. I should have probably communicated this, but Maddie and I watched this together, and when we got to it on Amazon, it said, I can't remember if it was within 24 hours the movie will be gone or 2 days. It was one of those things, but it was like we were just catching it right before it was going to go away.
Which it makes me feel better because I was like, I had started it. I swear I hit play on this to like get it loaded so then I could watch it later. Right?
Yep.
And then like Dave's like, it's not on Amazon. I'm like, the fuck it ain't. Like I pulled it up on my phone. I'm like, it's right here. Look. And then I went to hit play again and it was like no longer available. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
That's all right. A few commercials and stuff later, and a lot of Domino's pizza with fucking George Kittle.
Hey, you
Had enough of that. Boy, they overdid that commercial way too much.
Yeah. It's your algorithm. They must think that you really like.
I hate Domino's pizza.
Wait, it's not Domino's. It's Little Caesars.
Or Little Caesars, that's what it was.
Yeah.
They're all the same shit.
Yeah, it's Little Caesars.
I don't know. I like all that trashy pizza.
I like Little Caesars. Actually, the commercial with
I get it though, because it's trashy pizza.
No, just don't get the hot and ready. Get the fresh and get the fucking puffs.
Yeah,
The crazy
maybe.
puffs. That's where it's at.
That could be the difference. Anyway, this
Crazy
one's
puffs.
starring Christopher Lee as Stefan.
Tell me something else he's been in.
Really? Christopher fucking Lee?
I know, but we're saying for other people here.
Okay, well,
I actually
Christopher
don't know what
Lee
all
is
he's been in.
known.
Please tell me he was in the Highlander.
Say what?
Highlander. He was in the Highlander, right?
Maybe,
You know how many years it's been since I've seen Highlander?
Probably. He's in everything. He's motherfucking. He's in Lord of the Rings. Was that Count Dooku? Is that no?
Count Dooku.
That's Star Wars. Never mind. He might be Count Dooku. He might be in Star Wars as well.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, he's at least in the Clone Wars, what looks to be a cartoon.
You said he was in Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
That
Is he
is
Sauron?
he
Yes.
is Sauron.
He's Sauron,
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you can picture him now that you saw him.
Yeah, he's the White Wizard.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And he was obviously in all the Hammer films.
Wait,
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I guess I never...
Saruman,
Saruman. Yeah, no. Sauron's
the eye.
he's the big bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the only one to
Saruman. That's what it was.
make a culture
The
reference.
goddamn
mistake.
names are close enough.
yeah. I feel like people are probably screaming, like if they're listening, they're like, "It's Saruman!"
Well, I'm sure.
And it's Smaug, not Smog. That's just an argument people have.
Is that a thing?
It's a fucking dragon. That's all that matters.
It's Smaug.
Dragons are cool.
It also starred Annie McEnroe, who was in Beetlejuice. She was like the one of the visitors.
Who
What
is
are the-
Annie McEnroe?
Was she the blonde girl?
Yes, she was the real. I
The
think she had short hair in this.
the
movie.
journalist lady?
Yeah, the journalist.
Yeah.
The one female that wasn't topless through half the movie.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, she was a respectable lady. She was real nice. She was covered in blood and tied up, but at one point, but
So I want to let
Her
okay,
hanging there, I think, was the best acting in this entire goddamn movie.
I was telling Dave, like, he was like, "So how far did you get before I couldn't watch it anymore?" And I was telling him, because first of all, I don't like using this phrase because it's what the kids are doing these days. But this movie, the first 27 minutes are cringy. And I don't know if it gets any better from there. But I was like, ugh. Like the part when the guy is like, "Hey, sweet girly, I got something for you." And he starts playing with his zipper and then he gets attacked by a werewolf.
Oh, when he's going with the knife and he's just like walking, going zip, 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 zip.
Yes.
What a
Yes.
fucking goon.
cringy is definitely a way to describe.
I was like,
this movie.
ugh, so much.
And it's kind of funny because I don't normally really take notes because I can remember a lot of the highlight stuff. I had to write this one down, and we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
this actually popped out hard at me and pissed me off.
Yeah.
It was really stupid.
All right.
This movie's probably full of that shit.
This is the biggest one.
So it
That I
also
caught.
stars Reb Brown, who is he goes through the whole movie. I know him from Space Mutiny.
Never heard of it.
It's a famous like mystery science theater. It's hilarious.
So who does this guy play?
He plays the main. He's
Ben?
his sister. his
Yes,
sister is the
he's
werewolf.
Ben.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So his sister is a werewolf, and I would argue that I've seen multiple of his movies because I like to watch shitty movies, and he was not trying in this fucking movie. He was not even bothering.
No, that was just it. That's what I was gonna hint at. Was what the furthest I got was when he goes in. He's like, "I'm not gonna let you stab my sister with a stake," and then she's like, "But you gotta listen to him." And
Okay, so now Al really should have a round of applause because that was better acting that he just did than this entire
Yes.
goddamn movie.
It was. He was so.
yeah, but the
You had
best
more
part-
emotion
the
than
best part
anybody
is-
else in this.
The best
Yeah.
part's coming up when he's like, they fight. He's like, "Don't you? What are you doing, man?" And then Christopher Lee's like, "I'm gonna fucking stab your goddamn sister because she's a werewolf and we don't want her coming back to life. Like, it's the whole fucking point." He's like, "No, man." And then a werewolf attacks.
Well,
and so
I have to kind of take some of that back because Christopher Lee actually his acting
tries. He's good.
It wasn't
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah, Christopher Lee's always kind of good.
I know.
Yeah,
Can
he
you,
was- he
can you
wasn't
tell
bad.
that I preferred him in my reenactment?
Yeah, it's just everybody else. It was just it was atrocious.
Yeah,
But after that, he goes, "Hey, I'm not gonna let what happened to my sister happen to anybody else." And then the girl that was with was like, "Me either." And he's like, "Yeah, but you just want to get a Pulitzer Prize." And she's like, "And other things." And then my screen froze and I couldn't watch any more of the movie. So,
it was probably terrible. It might have been
Your
'cause-
phone went on strike.
you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Apparently, Christopher Lee would walk off of the set because he was so upset by the other people's acting.
Really?
It
Oh,
was
I can
so bad
imagine.
that he'd walk off set multiple times. So,
It was like I said, the only scene that I actually was like, wow, that actually is fairly realistic was when she was covered in blood and hanging. That wasn't bad.
yeah.
She looked like she got a nasty hard day's, beating and she actually looked distressed.
Right.
So that was the highlight of all the other people's acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So as far as like what happens in the rest of this movie, I'm not going to be able to input anything because I don't have much information. So
So
I'm
you saw-
super curious.
When he was walking in there,
There's only one.
he was carrying a weapon.
Who?
Ben,
Okay.
what was he carrying?
I have no fucking idea.
A rifle.
Oh, wait. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of shots that sounded like shotguns, but like shitty. It wasn't good. It wasn't good what I saw.
No, I'm not. It's.
So
That's
he
fine.
went in with a rifle, which, by the way, he knew that they were.
Oh no. There's. So that whole cemetery scene with that rifle.
By the way, I just want to say, he's been, every time he said that there's something shitty that happens, he's been waving this notebook around. And so just now he's like, "Oh, wait," and grabbed the notebook.
that part, he had that rifle. Now I'm going to jump ahead a little bit to the point where, do you remember the moment when they called him the midget? I can't remember his name, but the little person
Yeah.
that got his head crushed by weird chanting from, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
And then they're about to actually go on the insanely long Lord of the Rings adventure walk to this castle.
I don't know
And
what that means, but I love it.
They're
You
it's,
should have watched this movie.
it's like 30 minutes of them just walking.
Really?
It's it's a little too much, but at least
Classic
So
bad
anyways-
movie fashion.
at that moment he's kind of bringing out the weapons, which are a bunch of knives and a bottle of some shit that I can't remember what it's called that apparently rains fucking hellfire out of the ground when, you throw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get to that too.
Just
So as he's showing all these knives and, they're obviously made out of titanium because certain werewolves are immune
Yeah.
to
I did catch
Silver,
that. They
yes.
said that they were immune to silver.
one of them. They only
The-
reference her,
Yeah.
not the other ones.
yeah.
Which is going back to the beginning of the movie after this rant. So at that moment when they're doing all the whole weapon description stuff, and he says, "You got something a little more modern?"
Yeah. Yep.
And he hands him what?
What is it? What is it? What is it?
The same goddamn fucking rifle that he had in the beginning of the movie, and says this was whatever his name, the little person's, this was his rifle. No, it fucking wasn't. It was his in the goddamn beginning of the movie, the exact same gun that he was carrying.
Huh. I didn't notice that, but
that drove me up a goddamn wall.
I was curious about the gun usage in this movie because there's quite a bit of it. There's quite a bit of shooting.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Apparently
and my favorite thing too was when back in that cemetery scene when he has that rifle, right? And then before that, he tells her when he's showing the video of the newscaster getting shot, blah blah, turning into the werewolf, hands her this box of bullets, silver bullets.
Yep.
And he tells her to take the bullets. Instead of taking the goddamn case, she opens it up, dumps all the loose ones in her hand, and shoves it in her pocket. Now, this is what gets even better. When they're out there in the cemetery scene, but just before that, when they're walking there, and he's having to shoot, and she hands him this handful of bullets and says, "Here, use these." Okay, so they just magically work in that rifle?
Wait. Just some random bullets?
Yes.
Yes.
The ones that she, instead of taking the case, because he hands her this fancy little ornate box that has the bullets in it, and says, "Hey, before you go, take the bullets.
Yeah.
In case you need them, the silver tip bullets."
Okay.
And she opens the box, dumps them all into a big handful, and just stashes them. Why the fuck didn't you keep them in the box?
Some people's kids, man. I don't know.
And then the fact that she's like, "Here, big old handful," and dumps it into his hand and says, "Here, use these."
I'm sure they'll fit in every
And then my
gun.
favorite thing in movies that use any type of firearm.
They never...
Especially the revolvers. I have never seen a revolver that shoots more than 8 shots.
Okay.
Never.
All right.
Does this one do that?
There isn't a moment when they reload and all you see is bang, 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 bang. Okay, well, clearly that is one massive barrel on that thing, holding about 50 rounds. I lost count after somewhere in the high teen, 18
it has
or 19.
A high capacity clip, David.
It's
in a revolver.
Automatic
Yes.
rifle.
Yes, it has a high capacity
that
clip.
drove me insane because at least you could pause for a minute, but it was non-stop. It was just, they kept going. And I'm like, okay. And then he stopped using the rifle, and then he switched to the pistol. And what drives me insane about some of that stuff too is when they're running through the woods at them, they are quick and pinpoint accurate. Pow, 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 pow. But then when you actually have them standing somewhere, they can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn.
That's a good point because this movie is full of werewolves popping out of some trees or just popping out at you, and a lot of scenes of Red Brown standing there capping wolves.
Going back to the beginning,
when I walked in the door, when I got done with work and I walked in the door, Dave was like, "Holy shit, the sound effects of the fucking monsters in this movie."
Oh,
bad or good?
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So that newscaster was shot by silver bullets.
Yep.
How the fuck did she come back to life?
So what happened was...
What? She came back to life?
She comes back to life because that's why Christopher Lee shows up, is because he's like, "Bro, your sister's a werewolf, but they removed the silver bullet when they did the autopsy, so she's going to come back to life, and you got to kill her."
I'm going to say
and
this.
that's kind of the... That's where
So then
that was a
how
really
the
good
fuck
Christopher
did the
Lee as a
goddamn
frat boy
knives
impression.
work?
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. You're right. You're 100% right. Because it's in and out.
That's what I
you're
said. She
done.
should have been dead. Just because they took them out, now she's coming back to life.
Yep. Makes no sense. It's almost they confuse vampire lore a little bit with werewolf lore.
You did okay.
Kind of.
So right after the part that I saw, the real last thing I saw was, or maybe it might have been before that, but he was like, we're not gonna let that happen. And then they're like, we're gonna go to where it all began, Transylvania. And I was like, isn't that fucking vampires, bro?
I didn't research enough to find out if they like ripped off some kind of vampire script and just put
They
it
go to Transylvania, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is
To the
not,
dark country.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, the dark country, Dave. You are right. They have to
Yes.
go to the dark country to get the werewolves in Transylvania, but I thought that's where the vampires are.
Supposedly.
Do they fight vampires in this?
No vampires.
You can't go to the home of vampires and not encounter one of them.
Well, they're clearly killing werewolves, but what is the main bad chick's name?
Ooh,
I
Did
can
it start
never
with an
remember
S?
it.
it did. Yeah, go to it. Because
It's like
Streba.
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 That's
That's
what
what
it
it
was.
was. Yeah.
What the fuck was Streba? What was she?
She's the werewolf queen.
But what's it with all the magic and chanting and spell casting?
It's confusing.
That's what confused me.
Yeah, it's
I was
confused.
like, what is she
writing.
then?
It doesn't have like it doesn't establish like rules for their werewolves. There's not like
Well, nobody else could do any of that.
yeah, it's just weird wishy-washy
Yeah.
lore that they just
I
make
don't
up
know.
to
It
be
just-
convenient. It's
I didn't
not.
understand her at all.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, I could understand a werewolf queen, being a lot more powerful, but. And I guess I'm kind of cool with her transference ability. That's
What do you mean?
whatever.
What does she do?
She can like suck the soul out of somebody and
Yeah.
be young again.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
okay,
fine.
okay.
I'm fine with that, I guess.
Yeah.
That okay. We can accept that, but then all of this hoodoo voodoo shit with the fire and made the poor little person's head explode,
Right. It's just kind of sloppy.
and then brought him back
storytelling.
as like a familiar.
Yeah.
That's more.
So you
vampire
mentioned a little person twice now. You mentioned that you took his gun from him and gave it to
Oh, he
the
never
other guy,
carried the gun.
but you said it was his.
No, he never carried. No, the little person, whatever his, I can't remember his name,
I don't
but
know.
he never carried the gun at all.
They
He was
just
carrying a
claimed
mace
it.
on
yeah,
a
but
stick.
you said that he said it was his. Or something.
He didn't say it. He was already dead, and Lee gave him the gun, gave Ben the gun, and said this was whatever that actor's, whatever his character.
Is it Tondo?
I wouldn't be able to
I
remember,
can't remember.
honestly. Yeah. He's not like a super big main character.
There's somebody who
All I know
plays
is
a
he was
character
just
named.
he was a little person in there.
There's somebody who plays a character named Moon Devil.
That's their real name?
No, that's the character's name.
Oh, okay.
Do you
I
guys
have no
know
idea.
who Moon Devil was in that? Because there's not even a picture of him, but
This movie also stars the darker complected lady who is named
Oof.
Marsha A. Hunt.
Is that you trying to be as politically correct as you possibly can? Like,
I guess.
Like, I don't know what to say, so we'll just
It's
say.
not
She's
Sybil
black.
Daning. She's
You can
the
say
main
black.
lady.
She's black.
She's a black lady. Anyway, she has a child with
Like a legit.
Oh, no,
Like in
I
real
can't-
life or in the
Yes,
movie?
No,
Oh, okay.
in real life. Why can't I remember him? He's from the Rolling Stones.
Oh.
Why can't I remember that guy's name?
I'm mad now because like I would have
Richard-
had it, and then as soon as
Richards. Gosh, I wish I would.
I don't know the Rolling Stones.
Brain farted on.
I mean,
that.
I know who they are. I don't know any of the band members. I've never been a real big fan of
the
them.
Rolling Stones' "Brown Sugar" was written for her,
Yes, yeah, Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger. She had a kid with Mick Jagger.
Interesting.
She's a real cool lady. Lots of movie credits. I think that's.
I tell you what, though, she had one of the most annoying werewolf howls and growls.
Yeah.
Not a lot of movie credits, but she wasn't bad. Well, she was bad. She was.
The biggest criticism that I could possibly give for any of the sounds, they really should have just dubbed in some kind of wolf snarls instead of them trying to do this nasy snarl, because it was bad.
It sounded like hawking Luke. It was.
Yeah,
bad.
it was like they were trying to hawk up a fur ball.
Yeah, it was not.
Did you guys
It was
recognize? Did you guys recognize the howl from our intro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah, our intro has a.
I know it does have that,
Yeah.
but maybe that's
There's
just
a few.
decent
There's a
sound
few
effect.
of them
I
that
don't know.
would howl all right, but then that second in command dude werewolf guy,
What the fuck?
he was just shit.
What is the name of
The
this fucking
noises
movie?
he would make were terrible.
What's the what?
What's the name of this movie?
A Howling II?
The Howling II.
Okay, so it's not. Apparently, it's not the Howling. It's just Howling,
Howling
2.
2.
But what's after that?
Your sister is a werewolf.
Then why the fuck is this trailer of hers saying Howling 2? It's not over yet.
I don't know. Shitty. I don't know.
They
man.
couldn't.
This movie
They did
sucks.
not get their shit figured out.
No. This was
It's
a
not over yet would have been a much better title.
hack job. Fun fact also, a lot of the wolf costumes are reused from Planet of the Apes.
I was just gonna say
What?
they looked like gorillas.
Yeah.
When was that movie out?
They were saggy gorilla costumes.
70s,
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
And they told
Which I'm fine with. I mean, especially for budget wise, keep a distance. Don't get to see them up close. That's fine.
right,
I mean, hey, you work with what you got.
right.
I'm okay with that. But
This whole movie was trash.
they got a little too close in those costumes, and it was
Yeah.
pretty.
Right.
Keep them in the distance, running through the woods and stuff. Like those shots were,
Yeah.
they were not
was
bad.
there a lot of close-ups?
Put some
So you
there was
can
a few,
see
there
how
was a
bad it
few,
was?
yeah, where it was not.
Oh my god, how many Howling movies are there?
There's like 7. This
I
movie
was gonna
had.
say I know there was 4 or 5 for sure.
I think there's
Well,
7.
I see a 1 for 6 here, and that's
Go over.
oh shit.
Maybe there's
4
9, 10.
Howling Reborn.
In everything that I was
Howling
reading,
New Moon.
trying to find this, everybody
fucked
said
up.
that the second one
Eek, yeah, yo.
was. Some people kind of liked it. They said it was okay, but they said it was the best sequel out of all the other ones. I guess.
Yeah, this one.
Holy shit.
I guess so.
All right,
There's
cool.
a lot of people following Spartacus on that one.
That's bad.
Yeah,
That kind of scared me a little bit. I'm like, oh. I mean, I made it through the movie. I
Yeah.
only had to take one break.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I liked it more on the second with Madison. Maybe made it better. It was.
If
more
I watched it
enjoyable
with
her,
somebody
yeah.
and we were able to joke about it a little bit, it would have been a
Yeah.
lot better. But I watched it by myself,
Yeah,
and I had to get up I would just some points. I'm just like, oh my lord, I can't. Am I gonna make it through this?
there
I'll
was.
be honest. I know that I didn't finish this movie. I do want to finish it, so I'm gonna finish it. But I had
Why
a
are you
hard time
putting
just
yourself
watching
through
that
this?
first half because you know what? Why not? Also, I do want to kind of bump in some because I've been looking some stuff up because obviously I didn't watch it, so I gotta be useful somehow.
Yeah.
Here's a goof.
Okay.
Here's
let's
a
hear it.
goof. It's called a goof. When Chris, okay, this one
Let me guess,
feels
when they kill the chick
no. This
or
one,
whatever the wolf.
this one feels a little nitpicky. All right.
Okay.
This is like a continuity error kind of thing, but I feel like somebody was like, actually, so what it says is, when Christopher Lee reads from the Book of Revelation,
Oh yeah, he's not at the back of the book.
you nailed that right away. How, damn.
Wow.
The Book of Revelation's at the back of the Bible.
Yes, it is. And
And it was in the middle of the Bible.
You want to know a goof that
did you
Manicon-
look that up or were you like on that?
No, I
Were you like, that's
I
not
can't-
where that is, bro?
yeah,
But you were like, the
I
rest
had
of this
an
movie
idea.
sucks anyway, so we can
Yeah, I had an idea about that, and then I ran into it on there too, and I laughed about it. I'm like, oh, I noticed it, but it didn't fully process, And then when I noticed it written, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I seen that, but it didn't fully click in my head. Yeah.
That is funny.
And there's another one too that I noticed when they were driving in the car and he got out to kill the one, got back in the car and didn't actually even swerve around the body, just drove straight.
Right over the dead body.
But you don't see anything,
Yeah.
But they would have ran it over.
One thing Maddie pointed out is they kept doing this thing where they'd start the scene and you'd see like Christopher Lee standing there for a second and then start walking, and you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to cut it as he's walking in. You're not supposed to see him stand there and then without the word go, then he takes his cue and goes, and they did it multiple times in that movie. So if you watch it, Al, watch for that. Watch for the scene will start and somebody will be standing still and then go.
Oh, okay.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Not just with him.
Yeah,
With
it happens
like the
a
whole
ton.
Is it like the millennial pause?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I'm sure Dave doesn't either.
No.
So in this whole like area of TikTok and everything. So
Well, that'd be why I haven't heard
yeah,
of it.
exactly. Okay, so
Yeah, me too.
so like in this world of TikTok and everybody's filming themselves,
Yeah.
our generation, millennials, we do this thing where we hit play and then start talking.
Okay.
But the younger
mean
generation,
record?
yes.
Oh,
record.
okay.
Yes. Record and
I was
then start
trying
talking.
to figure out
so
what
like
you were.
the video will start and then we'll be like, okay, right? But
They're composing themselves.
yeah, you're like hitting play, getting everything ready. You hit record and then
What's the
start
alternative?
talking. Is record talk, like almost like no time in between the record starting and talking. I don't know if, like the millennial pause is that breath of time,
Okay.
like that. Okay, right? So
That's a
like
I guess
record.
actually I kind of expect that in most of
I know,
the stuff,
but
which is weird.
the younger generation doesn't do that.
That's weird.
But I think it's also we had a different system. We had to like set something up, hit record, run over. Hey, if you're doing it that way. But who directed the first one?
Joe Dante.
Yeah, and did you know that he also directed Gremlins 2?
I
Which is a
did
good
not.
movie.
And guess what? Christopher Lee was also in that movie. And
Really?
guess what? The first thing Christopher Lee did,
What?
he went up to the director and said, "I'm sorry about Howling 2."
Yes. I did know that, and that's a fun fact. We always dig up these fun little facts about movies where, some movie sucks and somebody's,
Well, it's kind of funny
just
because
funny.
you could tell, like as far like acting wasn't bad, but you could tell he had no enthusiasm to be there.
But it's like he still performed well because he's
Yeah.
got that good voice,
Yeah.
and he's got just such a deep, unique voice that he can almost, flat stuff kind of sounds well delivered.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do I got?
Wonder how he felt about
The reason behind Sybil Danning wearing sunglasses was because she arrived on set one day and said she wasn't sure what to do because she had conjunctivitis. For anybody who doesn't know what that means, it means pink eye.
means you got poop in your eye.
It does.
Oh,
Well, I mean, maybe.
I will say I wrote in my notes, why are they wearing sunglasses? She's not the only one that does it. There's other,
Maybe it's because
they put Christopher Lee in some weird 80s. You remember that? He's
Somebody
like
put
at
him
some,
on his face.
yeah, some weird club. It's weird. He looks
it's
weird.
the 80s. Okay, first
Oh,
of all,
God.
it's the 80s. You have to give it some of that 80s leeway.
Oh, the
'Cause
sunglasses,
even the
they
little
look
shitty-
terrible.
You know when the guy was like playing with his zipper and the knife? I was like, oh man, is this RoboCop all over again?
Did they do that in RoboCop?
It's very
shoots his
rapey in
dick
the
off.
beginning and he gets his dick shot off.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's got the woman and shot between her legs and bonk,
Yeah.
dropped him.
Yep. That's a good movie. It's terribly violent. That one's almost a horror movie, how fucking violent
I
it
know
is.
it
I think
is.
Gremlins, man. We got to tackle Gremlins at some
Does
point.
that could be a
That's-
monster movie slash.
that's-
I
that's-
think it would count.
That is
Gremlins is horror.
100% horror.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
And Chucky.
Horror to me
We got to
is
do some Chucky stuff too.
pretty
It's
down
been a
bad.
long time since
I don't know when the last time I saw Chucky was.
it's
I
been
love-
years.
I love Chucky and Leprechaun are two of my favorite.
I think I've only seen
Great.
maybe the first one. of
Is the second one the one with Jennifer Aniston?
That's the first one.
That's the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel
I
like
don't remember
we
'em.
reviewed that one. I know we did.
Yeah, but here's the
some
thing.
point.
I don't remember shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that movie. I've watched that movie regularly. That's a good one. This one had a budget of $2 million.
Wolf.
I imagine Christopher Lee ate some of that
I
up.
was gonna say he's
Yeah,
about
did
the
you-
only one. I think.
Did you know that Christopher
Well-
Lee was some kind of war hero in Czechoslovakia?
I'd be willing to
I don't know.
bet they had to pay some pretty decent money to a lot of them.
Sybil Danning,
Almost
maybe?
every single woman in that.
Yes. We haven't talked about
And
how.
it's funny about the toplessness stuff. Did you watch to the credits?
Yes.
Hang on.
The credits are literally scene, back to Striga,
Yeah.
scene, back to Striga, the exact same motion every time showing her tits.
How many times?
17 times.
I was going to say it was a lot.
Yeah.
I lost interest after a while going, what? This is just gratuitous now. This is ridiculous.
At a point, you'll be watching it and you'll be like, oh my God, this is gratuitous. And so you rewind it so you can count the gratuity. And that's,
It's a lot.
I watched
And
a
you're
lot
doing
of
this in
reviews.
front of your wife. You're like, no, I need to count this. It's for science. It's for
This is
science.
serious research. No, but all the reviews talk about that. And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I guess she didn't want to do a nudity scene. She does a lot of them, or she's known for doing them,
Yeah.
and didn't want to do it for this movie for whatever reason. He talked her into doing one, but
Because
he
that was
wanted to
like
do
the
it-
only one where she actually
yeah,
fully
and so
exposed.
then he
she
just
pulls
fucking-
out like one tit, and then that's the piece they go with is when she pulls up. Both
yeah,
of
and
them.
then
Okay.
they rinse and repeat that over and over and over and
Yes.
over and over and over and over
I-
in the
I-
credits. But I didn't know if you guys made it to the credits or
We
I was
did.
just like, you got to be kidding me. That's
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
It looks gratuitous. It's like
Completely unnecessary.
yeah, no matter who you are watching it, you
Am I?
red-blooded men watch it and go, "Holy, why are we doing?"
Yeah. Like, okay.
what
no,
the
we
fuck?
get it. We get it. They're titties.
Yeah.
But here's my question. Because we have all watched this before, like years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is one thing that I remember happening that you guys I don't think have talked about yet, or maybe I just kind of blanked out for a second. But isn't there like a werewolf orgy?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. A disgusting,
more than one.
Yeah.
More than one.
Yeah, there's like
It's
a
like the
three-way.
same
There's a
kind
couple
of
of
scene
orgies.
in a sense. But a lot of it is horrible growling noises that sound like they're hawking up a hairball or clearing their throat. And then a lot of weird teeth gnashy pretending to bite stuff and
It's all really a bunch of
weird
vague
growling sounds that
Yeah.
are terrible. Like the
and
dude,
writhing around.
he was the worst.
Yeah.
His growling sounds, and he'd constantly do this horrible, like, pathetic moan thing.
Yeah.
I can't even imitate. It was just like this. And it's like,
They
what
really-
the fuck are you doing?
You're right. They really needed to come up with some sort
If they
of
would've just
noise
dubbed
to
it.
Go over that.
You know, dub it just because they dubbed a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just dub that shit because that just that wrecked
It was bad.
any of that.
Yeah.
Hey.
It keeps throwing you out of the movie when like the acting is so fucking bad. You're like, I can't take this.
So
shit
the scene where
seriously.
all the women lined up, basically topless,
Yeah.
all that, whatever, you know, and then that's when they brought in the woman and she sucked the soul out of whatever and
Yeah.
got young again.
Yep.
That's fine. But
Why
when
is
it's
there
just
30?
non-stop, horrible moaning, furry orgy
Yeah.
that's
Fucking
really
furry orgy.
fucking uncomfortable
Or
over and over and over. If they would have just left that shit out, it'd have been fine.
yeah.
But apparently, that is what it is to be a werewolf.
All
Because
they
he
do
literally
is-
tells that woman when she's hanging, as soon as I turn you, you're going to have nothing but pleasure. Oh, okay. So that's what it is to be a
There was
werewolf.
a-
Is just a fuck.
Yeah.
There
just
was
an
a
orgy.
weird disclaimer in the beginning of the movie about like it was like some narrator guy, and there's like just like a backdrop of space kind of floating around behind him, and I just remember him saying something like, "And the depraved sexual blah 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 of the werewolves," and I was like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
This is fucking Saranto or whatever the fucking weird writer's name was. Robert Sarno. Yep.
Does he
This is
have
his
some? Does he have
perverted-
some
And the
like?
fact that he wrote in a near rape scene,
He's a sex pervert.
Oh,
that
I'm
was-
so glad I didn't watch that because that just makes me.
that actually
enraged.
made me fucking angry.
Really?
When he was like leading her to the village or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then he literally pins her down, knocks her ass out, and then sits there stroking her face, saying how she's gonna get to taste the pleasures of a werewolf or some shit. And
Fucking
it's just
gross.
like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. This movie is distasteful.
Yeah, that was really. They didn't need to have that shit in there. There's no need for no fucking rapey shit.
Between
It's just-
that
no.
and all the topless nudity and the weird wolf, it's sexual on a weird scale, and it's
The
almost like
only time any of those kind of scenes make any sense at all are like, I spit on your grave.
yeah, where that's
That makes sense because of the revenge. You know, it's part of the movie. It's why things happen.
Yeah, I still
So-
don't want to watch the first half of that fucking movie.
No, but I'm just saying that makes sense where this is just out of the blue. Everybody's all doing furry orgies and doing all that weird gropey.
yeah.
You
It's like
just-
vague
Oh.
writhing and
You
and
just made me
groping.
think of something.
It's not actual like booty at all. It's just
No, it's like fake
No,
neck
it's not.
biting and weird dry rubbing.
no, it
Yeah.
seems it seems
it's
pretty
weird.
bad.
It's fucking weird.
It is. It's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
You don't know what you're looking at because it's not like there's anything really sexual going on at all.
And everybody's body is fully covered in hair, so hairy boobs. You know, just hairy everything.
the boobs are hairy.
Well,
Oh,
they're
it's glued.
they're
You could
fully hair.
barely make out like the nipple,
Yeah.
and
It's just-
everything else is just like weird hair.
Yeah, it's not like
It's-
thick hair. It's like
I don't know if I
Oh,
want to
God.
say this out loud because it's cancel culture, but like, do you think this is what started furry culture?
I mean, no.
Like, is there people that watch this and were like, "Oh fuck yeah"?
Because that would be like every furry has watched this movie.
No. I'm
You
saying
know-
just kick things off a bit.
Do you think?
know?
You think
It was
some?
like-
Do you think some little boy out there was?
Somebody had to have Why did
I
you
mean-
have to say little boy?
Well, I don't know
It's-
many grown adults that would really be turned on by that.
Apparently,
I'm
the
talking-
director or the writer,
yeah.
whoever wrote this.
I'm just
fucking
thinking
movie.
somebody, you get them younger kids that, maybe early teens that are
experimenting
wind
with their
blows
bodies.
the wind blows and they get horny.
Yeah.
This would be bad. This would confuse the fuck out of those kids. Jeez Louise.
I don't know. There is some weird shit on the internet, but this doesn't need to be a part of it.
Why does it
No.
say? Man. There's a little controversy around the release date. It says July 4th, 86.
Yeah, see, I seen stuff like that too. It says it was 85.
I keep
And even
seeing
like IMDb
85.
was 85, everything, but
You
I
know
did
what?
find a couple things that did say 86.
I understand that.
But I
and I
don't
know
know.
there's back and forth. But you know what? I want to just, not that I want this to be a part of the 85 culture, but I want to talk about 1985. Because you know what else came out in 1985?
What?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon.
And this movie, Sybil Danning looks like Shredder if TMNT was a porno.
Okay. Yes, that could be.
Missed the bottom.
I'm not going to try to find the button that goes, but
You got to remember that. You got to
Should
write that
label 'em.
shit down.
that wasn't a part of the thing, you
That
know.
wasn't a part of the plan.
No, it's just
As much as,
build up as that was.
yeah,
all the setup.
pre-recording discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was a fun button to push when we were just playing with the buttons. But
Do you want to see what I found? In
Yes.
France, August 28th, 1985. U.S., December 25th, 1985. Detroit, Michigan. Air quotes.
Okay.
And then Greece, 86. Argentina, Portugal, a bunch of other places.
So it did hit the U.S. in 85.
U.S., July 4th, 86. So I think it came out maybe a little
So it
early.
came out and then they did a re-release.
Yeah, maybe it was like, oh, this movie's...
Maybe it did better overseas and they're like, let's try it in the U.S. again.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe.
And they were like, no, we failed
Like,
in the
nah.
U.S., so we suck.
They're like, the Americans fucking hate this.
Yeah. Because the Americans are getting Silver Bullet and Back to the Future. And
Apparently, this is the only. I don't think you guys said this already, but apparently, this is the only
Goonies.
sequel
Clue, The Breakfast
that
Club.
directly follows the series of events, and the rest of them are just random shit.
We might have
Yeah.
to visit a couple of the other ones just for
For
later.
curiosity's
Just
sake.
just fire off like the third one and just
Yeah.
see if it's worse than this one. We're gonna stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
a
know
good
that
call.
we picked this movie because, like, originally, unintentionally, we did a thing where we picked Sharknado because Dave hated it or couldn't get through it. Like, he tried to watch it, couldn't get through it. And so it was a way to make him watch it.
I'm not gonna lie. This movie was. I made it through, but I'd rather watch Sharknado.
All right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he said that
Damn.
earlier. I was like, save that for the
Okay.
podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, I would rather. And I mean, as dumb as that movie was, and a lot of gripes that I have, I don't want to watch it again, but I would watch it before this.
I bet you it's
This
less
is
offensive.
fucking
It's
schlock.
less gross. It's less,
If they would have just left out all the ridiculous, weird sex shit
Yeah.
and just made it more of a monster movie,
Yep.
and then keep them in the distance, and the weird transforming thing is that.
Yeah.
That's fine if you want to keep
That's
it that
part
way.
of the
they
sex too.
only halfway
clarify,
they
to
only
make it extra
halfway
weird.
transform
Wait,
until the full moon when they fully can transform.
and then they fuck to celebrate?
Well, they're fucking.
They're fucking all the time.
Yeah, they're pre-party fucking. They're fucking during the party. They post-party fuck. It's just orgies.
All right.
Wolf. Gross orgies.
So actually, that leads me into an interesting question that I've been wanting to ask you. It kind of ties these together. So we picked Sharknado because Dave hates it. And then we went with one of Dave's favorite movies, which was Lesbian Vampire Killers.
LVK.
Which, by the way, I need to clarify this. When I posted it, I put redacted Vampire Killers, meaning that, like, redacted the name. Like, I thought it would be a funny little thing to be like, maybe
You put it
catch
in
your attention.
brackets?
I put asterisks,
Oh, okay.
right? So I had an
At
asterisk,
least you had something
redacted,
around it. Yeah.
asterisk, and then Vampire Killers, saying that, like, I was redacting the name lesbian because in the U.S. release of it, they took out that name. I thought it would be like
Yep.
a funny
if you
little
heard
call.
that podcast, you'd hear that
I think that
discussion.
people have been not listening to it because they think the episode won't play because it's redacted. So I might need to edit that.
Oh,
That's
I
That's
did have
weird.
somebody say, like, there's one that says redacted. I haven't listened to it yet, but, like, I don't know if it'll work. And I was like,
Why don't
yeah,
you just try it?
I was
That's fair.
I was just trying the name. I just wanted to be funny.
Well, in the discussion,
I
get
think
it,
it's
though. It
I
makes-
think it's clever. I think it's funny, but
it made
I
sense
can
for the
see,
discussion
yeah.
that we had because we talked about the name so much.
Yeah, but you had to hear the episode to know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we did Lesbian Vampire Killers. Now, that has a bunch of gratuitous titties in it.
Not actually.
It actually,
that
yeah,
much.
No,
it
I'm
doesn't. I
guessing
think
not
it
as
had
much as
30
this.
seconds of
Titties?
tits, Yep.
It is pretty
was
much in the beginning, like the shower scene, but
Yeah.
that's about the only
know what I
time
think
you really
was-
see anything.
It is gratuitous.
It is.
but it's not. It doesn't hold a candle to this. I would argue. I mean,
No.
there's like 30 women lined up topless.
No,
for
not fully
no
topless. Some
reason.
of them had something here and a tit hanging
Oh,
out
yeah,
here,
yeah,
and
yeah.
just
Oh, so they were all weird.
Oh yeah.
some of them were fully topless.
Besides being fully half werewolf,
Imagine, to say like a bra, right?
why do you make? I
And
don't want to
and
imagine it.
Take a scissor and cut out the cup section of one of them.
Yeah.
That's exactly what half of
Imagine
the stuff
A
was.
10-year-old, no, we'll give it a 13-year-old boy is in charge of costumes.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
that's what it is.
But anyway, so now we picked this movie, which I know that
An extremely horny
It was-
13-year-old boy.
this movie was chosen because it's one of Opie's most hated. So then we're going to have to pick one that you really like one of your favorite movies.
And then
That
Al's most hated.
And
That's
I didn't know what it was until you said it. And then I realized what my most hated movie was.
Really?
huh?
What is it?
Did he say it in this podcast?
He did. He said it in this podcast. It is A Spit on Your Grave.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a rough one.
I hate it because it fucking makes me viscerally fucking angry.
I can watch that one though because I know what's ahead and I know what's coming.
Yeah.
And that's satisfying. Whereas
I was just going to
some
say,
movies don't supply that.
Yeah.
after
So-
the part that's excessively uncomfortable,
Yeah.
it is very satisfying.
I would
seeing what the
rather
fuck
watch
happens.
Deliverance.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I've only seen that movie one time. It was a long
That
time
one.
ago. And that scene is as horrifying.
Squeal
as,
like a pig.
Yeah.
It's horrifying, but
Especially when he's standing there doing.
that one does
Oh
have
my
that
God.
scene with that kid on the porch and the banjo.
That's pretty sweet.
And that is a super cool scene.
It is. It is really cool to
Yeah.
watch.
Very cool. It's almost, it looks organic.
When
You know, it's
the smile on his face when they're playing together, it's gold.
Yeah, that's a super good scene. It's fucked up, but it's good.
yeah. It feels like it's just a nice moment. A nice. Oh my God, these fucking spam calls today, nonstop, and it's all just fucking political shit.
I don't get the calls. I get text messages.
I get those too.
Up the ass. But I've got mine set on like do not disturb type stuff, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
So
set up with that. So I don't even get the text message. It just says, "Oh, you got it," and it just goes away immediately right into the
Nice.
spam folder. And
Noise. What were you about to say?
I was gonna say if we wanted to talk about some good things about this movie,
Yes, absolutely. Tell me why I should finish this movie.
it was well lit.
Convince me, boy.
It was well lit.
Okay.
well,
all
some
right.
stuff was just dark enough, but had enough light around it you could see.
You're correct. You're
Yep.
correct. Because when I say lighting, it's
Yes.
general lighting. It's not those fucking costumes where you see it's a gorilla.
Yep.
Some of the lighting is bad, but
If
some
they
of
would
it's
have
really
just
good.
kept them back,
Yes.
they were fine when you see them running like kind of in a line. It just looked furry. You could see, you could tell that it was something, some kind of a beast.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
If they would have just kept them back,
The
it
set
could
design,
have been
too.
good.
The set design was super good
Yeah.
because they shot on location in the Czech Republic, I think is what it was.
Oh, really?
And yeah, they had a lot of fantastic. The sets look fabulous.
I wonder
No
if
complaints
that's
there.
why they mentioned in this thing, like one of the facts was about Christopher Lee and him being a hero in, at the time,
Czech
Czechoslovakia.
Republic. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
At the time when he was a war hero,
Oh, okay.
it was Czechoslovakia, but then they split and became the Czech Republic and Slovakia.
And there's the last thing that was my favorite thing about this movie, which was they had some really, they didn't look the best, but I could tell they were trying with practical effects. And they
Okay.
had some really good, like, just fake heads that they had blown up or melted or
Yeah.
just destroyed these. You know, they had some really good special effects. Some Tom Savini, probably in his teenage years looking type stuff. Not
Yeah.
Tom Savini looking good, but like
He's learning.
he's learning, you know?
Getting
So
there.
I thought that was super good. And it was
But
almost,
they did do that weird melty scene a few times.
yes. And,
And it's almost the exact same head melting the same way. And the ending, it shows that as well.
does it?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the effect was good. I'm not saying,
Oh, yeah, it looked
In
good. I
relation
just
to
I
the
found
movie.
it weird that they used this exact same thing
yeah.
like 3 different times.
Right. They had
Yeah.
that jerky editing sort of where they would like, I remember the one guy who had a 3-way with Sybil Danning and Marsha when they were like doing weird writhing and being stupid. He was walking down doing the worst howling you could hear. And I just remember being like, he was like overcome with like horny, whatever.
Horny werewolf.
Yeah.
Are you
Juju.
talking about like the main dude werewolf one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the noises that came out of that guy
Yeah.
did not make me think werewolf.
No. And same with the girl. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad.
So there was something at the end, and I want to get your take on this because I was going to rewatch that end part again, but it's really hard to get it to go back to where I wanted to for some reason on Tubi. It wanted to like keep starting the stuff way back. I couldn't get it to go.
I get you.
When at the end, when he stabs her, Striga,
Yeah.
did she say that they're now going to be married forever?
As brother and sister.
Wait,
Incestuously.
Yes.
wait.
Okay, because there was hints to that.
Did you
leading up
that's
to
what
that
you heard
point,
too, right?
You could
Okay.
never could
Wait.
never resist me, and now something about we're gonna be together forever or something, and then when he actually
she
stabs her, then
Yeah.
she's like, now we're gonna be married forever.
And
Or
she
s-
keeps calling him brother.
Yes.
Are they brother and sister?
I don't know.
I
I got a I could be reading it wrong, but I got a serious incestuous vibe from
right
that.
at the end there.
Yeah.
It's like a weird they're just not their fucking story is garbage. It just kind of mushes around and they're like, "Oh, it would be creepy if they were brother and sister." I don't know, Star Wars? I don't fucking know.
It just kind of reminded me of that stupid Not Another Teen movie
Oh,
where that sister's helping the brother to whatever, with that Janie,
yeah.
and she's only doing that because he promised that he would sleep with her. That was the whole point. She wanted the brother really bad.
I think that has a little
Cruel intentions.
I was gonna go with
But that's what that
10
reminded
Things I
me
Hate
of.
About
But,
You?
I'm like, oh my God, it's like she
No.
wants the brother.
Cruel Intentions is the one-
Clueless.
What about Clueless?
That's a whole thing where she wants her stepbrother.
Oh, it's not. He's
No,
not a
you're talking about
stepbrother.
Cruel
He's a
Intentions. You're
legit
talking
brother in
about
that.
Ryan Phillippe.
No, I'm talking about Paul Rudd.
Huh.
I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about. I
know
don't
what the
think
fuck
I've
you're
seen
talking
that.
about either.
All right.
I don't know. You could be right. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I just got some weird incestuous vibes from that.
Yeah.
That's just what it seemed like.
Those were all my positives. Just the lighting, the set design, and the effects. That's all I got.
Nothing about like the
Christopher Lee's performance, maybe.
well, okay, well,
Yeah, that was fine.
If you're really into hairy tits.
if you're really into hairy tits,
But it just the
check it
whole
out.
thing made no real sense. They started out with it being basically your typical like monster flick, like werewolves. Okay, well, silver isn't quite working anymore, so they have to use titanium. And it's like, okay, well, why is everything that they're carrying that's titanium have to be swords, knives, a halberd,
Okay,
or a longer axe that had a head of a halberd?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why can't they make a fucking bullet out of titanium?
Wait, they couldn't. There was no titanium bullets.
This because
Nope,
it was stupid. So
Yep.
it's fucking stupid.
And that vial of
I think
the
they've brought
holy
up-
blessed oil.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I did not
I
see
did
that
right.
coming.
The holy hand grenade of
Antioch.
Yes.
Yeah, that is exactly what that kind of. He said some weird thing in like Latin or some shit, and he throws it, and all of it's just like hellfire comes out of the earth. It's like, oh my God!
Yeah, the holy fucking hand grenade.
I laughed about that. I'm like, that's a serious overreaction to this oil.
You should watch this fucking movie.
Convince me. You guys need
It's
to
got the holy hand grenade.
It's got a holy hand grenade
It's
of
got the
So
holy
Antioch.
there you
hand
go.
grenade of Antioch.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it does.
Will you say for people who have no fucking idea what the fuck that is? What it is?
Monty Python.
Monty Python
The Holy
and
Grail.
Holy Grail.
Yes.
The holy hand grenade.
And you have to count to 3.
Not 2.
And 4 is just straight out.
Yep.
Yep. I love that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else. I don't know how long we've been talking. We probably should give this some scores and try out our new database here.
Yeah, Dave made a new database. It's fancy as fuck.
Dave should be working at NASA.
Well, it's just basic.
He should.
We can
He
get even
should.
fancier with it.
Well, that thing that you made for D&D.
He could make it like
Oh yeah.
give you a blowjob if you ask him.
I
real.
could make that thing.
Are we both wearing cargo shorts?
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that these days.
I can actually make it where
It's tacky.
you can
I
like
don't give a fuck.
tap buttons and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a pen, please.
Uh,
What's he talking to? Nice. Thank you.
You know, we have a fucking computer for you to do.
I know, but the log, I have this thing, you know.
trying to remember. There was one other thing that.
Are you still going to type it in there too?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
All right, cool. All right, so now I got to know. Opie, what are you going to rate this?
You know, I'm going to go without looking at my old score.
I know what it is.
You.
I entered them all.
I'm
Yeah.
probably
That took
going
a
to give
while.
it more because I watched it with Maddie, which makes it definitely like,
Brought it up a bit?
yeah, because it's fun. It's like
It's so dumb and terrible.
yeah.
It could be funny watching with like I said. If I watched it when I watched it with you, I knew it was a terrible movie, but it was so goddamn funny because you were having such a bad time with it, like beating your head on the table and just like, oh my god, when is this going to end? That made the movie a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better to watch this one with friends, though.
I think that when I watched it the first time, I mostly was watching you freak out.
And I know this one was technically, I think, my lowest score that I gave, if I remember right. I believe I gave it a 1.
Okay.
But I'm not giving it a 1 this time. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
I'm going to give it a 3. I'm going to give it a 3. 1 for the lighting, 1 for the effects, 1 for Christopher Lee. And that's it.
Okay.
That's all.
3. Okay. Dave, what are you going with? You said you're not giving it a 1.
I'm giving it a 2.
2.
A 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's
slightly better, but none of it made enough sense. If they would have just taken out the weird sexy stuff, the weird gratuitous rubbing, and they would have just focused on it being more monsters and taken all the ridiculous spell casting shit out of a werewolf woman, why she can do all of that stuff. And we never really even touched on the fact that they have to put in wax from a holy candle that's been blessed in their ears so that she can't do weird chanting and make their heads blow up.
Correct. Yeah. I forgot about
I forgot about that.
There's a lot of weird details in this movie.
If they would have cut all that shit out and just made them monsters and she can, suck the life out of a person or whatever and be young again, fine. They could have kept it with that. I'm okay with that. It's a little different, and just kept it a normal monster flick. And the explanation that they've adapted over the years so that silver it can hurt them and put them down, but it can't kill them anymore where titanium can. Okay, I'm fine with that. If they would have just kept it like that and then hired a few better actors to complement, Lee, it would have actually probably been a pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
I mean, even B quality is fine. I don't judge on B. I mean, like Alligator, that was a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
The graphics were terrible.
There's some fantastic
But it was good.
movies.
Yeah,
So what did I rate this last time?
3.
I'm gonna stick with that because I didn't watch enough of it to give it another proper
Because
thing.
I'm pretty sure it went 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You'll have to scroll up in there to see it, but
I'll-
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I'll let you guys know if I finish it and we can update it. But I'm gonna go with 3. I'm just gonna stick with the base note there of whatever I thought of it last time. I don't remember.
I heard somebody say this, and I don't know who it was. I'm not going to give them credit because I don't remember who the hell it was. But they had an idea of, in werewolf movies, there's not a lot of use of like sheep imagery. You know?
Why the fuck would there be sheep imagery?
Because it's a wolf. A wolf. Sheep.
Oh my God!
sheep,
Yeah, the whole Wolf and Chief's closing. We kind of forgot about the puppet show. That actually was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was entertaining as hell.
It's a puppet show.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
weird little
puppet show.
Yep.
The doing the weird chasing, beating the wolf with the hammer, and
Yeah. Scared
that
the
was
shit out of
actually funny.
everybody.
That was, I like that. That was good.
There's good
Well,
stuff.
see, now that's one of the things. You could put that in the good column. So maybe I might have to be more excited to watch the rest of it.
Maybe. We'll see.
It was entertaining.
I have way too many favorite horror movies to just rattle off one. I really gotta
Yeah,
think
because we got to
about that.
pick your favorite for next time. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but I got yelled at.
For what?
I got yelled at for not. I got yelled at through a third party, but because I was like, let's not say what the next movie is going to be.
That's what I was saying. I think we should do that. I think we should say what the next movie is.
Well, we can.
I
we
just
can
didn't want to
say
spend
that
a lot of
we're-
time discussing it because
Yeah.
sometimes we go through like a long time of just discussing, well, maybe this or maybe that.
The
But
only
part
other
of
thing
it,
that
part
I could,
of it, which I understand why we didn't, because we did kind of promise one, and people got a little pissy because we didn't get to it right away, because we had to do a couple like filler and stuff,
Yeah.
because we wanted to wait for Opie to get back so we could do that one together.
Yeah.
So that's. But I think we
We're on
can
track
just say
right
we're
now.
shooting for
Well,
this, and
one thing I
We'll
could
try.
say too is that if I don't say it right now on the podcast, I could put it on social media.
Yeah, but also, you know what you did last time too was you picked a movie and then you changed your mind.
That's true. Yeah, we were going to do funny games, but I just thought that was going to be uncomfortable torture. It would be like I Spit on Your Grave, but instead of them getting revenge,
Why are you laughing?
somebody would pick up a.
this movie was uncomfortable torture.
This would be like really uncomfortable torture.
Oh,
Like imagine a lot
It's like,
more
it gets
great.
worse.
Like just much rapier.
Yeah.
If there was more rape.
Give me your top 3 movies you're thinking about doing.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
Spit it out. Let's
spit
go.
out
Boom, boom,
3.
boom.
Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby. Hey, shit. Maybe even Return of the Living Dead.
actually, I want to say Rosemary's Baby was one of your only 10s.
Yeah, I believe it because I really
Yeah.
like it.
Should we do that one?
I suppose, yeah. If that's my only 10.
Guess
then,
what? I
yeah.
never fucking finished watching that movie because that was like that's fucking funny.
That's right. You never watched that one. So
That's-
now you'll fucking watch it.
Yeah.
10 Rosemary's
Because the last
Baby.
time we
Yep.
did this, I didn't watch that movie. I don't remember why.
Me and Opie watched it though.
Yes, you guys did.
Yeah.
And then Opie lent me the movie for a while. I think I might still have it.
No, I took it back
Okay,
because
okay.
I love that movie and I will not lose that thing.
Yeah.
It also came from a friend who is very dear and I just will not lose the copy of that
Yeah.
film. But I love that movie. So, should I bring it by so you guys can watch it and not have to buy that?
Oh, my monitor went off.
That one wouldn't be. I mean, that's actually a decent enough movie that I'm sure we'll be able to find it. If not, we could just shoot it on Vudu.
You sure? Because I
Yeah.
can bring you the DVD.
No, that wouldn't be a problem. Like I said, this one I didn't want to buy because they wanted $16 for this movie, and I'm not
insane.
spending $16 on this schlock.
Yeah, because you're never gonna you watch it.
If
one
it was
time.
$2.99, yeah, I'd have bought it. I don't, or even
Yeah.
$5. That's fine.
Okay.
But $15.99, I laughed at that. I'm like, absolutely not.
No fucking way. And this one was not free on YouTube, and usually I can find a lot of these movies.
I did find it on YouTube,
Oh, you did?
but it's a fair use one. So there's talking and comedy shit in the background is how they
yeah.
get away with it. Yep.
Okay.
I tried to start watching that, and these two guys were just, they weren't really funny.
Yeah.
I probably would have just watched it if their comments were actually funny,
Yeah.
but their humor wasn't my type of humor, so it's just kind of like, eh.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It just kind of took me even more out of the movie.
So are we thinking Rosemary's Baby?
Rosemary's Baby next week.
All right, I'm gonna watch that fucking movie, and I have no idea. I think it's about a baby that she has to murder, and then she has to pick which one she wants to keep, and then I'm trying to make a joke about Sophie's Choice.
Oh,
I don't know what the hell that is either.
It's a movie where there's these two babies or something. She has to pick her favorite kid, and the other one dies.
Oh, that would be like, never mind. I'm not going to get started on that. Yeah. Rosemary's Baby. So if you're listening and you've never seen Rosemary's Baby, watch it. It's an amazing movie. This is a good movie.
I think I've seen some of it.
Yeah. I love start to finish. It's a fantastic movie. It's the only problem with it is it was made by Roman Polanski and he's a creep.
I think I did watch this, but I didn't pay much attention to it.
Well, pay it the fuck
Wonder
attention,
if that
'cause this is
was when you
I
came back
don't-
and were ridiculously tired.
That could be because I
I
kind of remember it,
you
and I
were
remember being
watching
mad
sort of-
about Roman Polanski because I'm not a fan of him as a human.
Yeah. But hey, this is another example of like sometimes you have to separate the art from the artist.
Is he still on the run?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. He's a creep. There's a lot of creeps out there.
Ooh, this does have an amazing. The Roman Polanski connection connects this to Charles Manson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why were we talking about Charlie Manson or what?
Why? What, do you want to know what the connection is between these?
Sure.
The connection between Rosemary's Baby, if it's made by Roman Polanski, right?
Correct. Yes.
Roman Polanski, I don't know if they were married at the time, but he knocked. Oh, why can't I think of her name?
Mia Farrow?
No, the
Oh my God, I
Manson
can't think
murders
of her name
at the
either.
house
Oh.
was his girlfriend and baby at the time.
Oh.
That was Roman Polanski's house.
Ooh. We might have a connection to this movie because that might have happened while he was filming this movie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look into that.
We should.
Yeah, look into the year.
That might be interesting.
But that happened. And so I don't know if you've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No, I haven't.
Oof.
I love that movie.
Actually, I think you might have seen it, Opie.
I love
Because
that
we
movie.
talked about how shitty that movie was.
No.
And boring.
No.
That movie fucking sucks.
No.
It is
I don't think
boring
I've seen
as
it.
hell.
I loved it.
Oh, I did not.
That's about the alternative version of the Manson killer.
I had, yeah.
I've never seen that one.
Oh,
I had so
it
much
was-
fun. Like, I didn't know what it was about. And then once I figured out, I was like, oh. And like, it was like Spawn Ranch. I'm like, oh shit. That's what this is. And I was
Maybe
like,
I'm just weird, but I was bored stiff through 85% of this movie.
Makes me want to listen to it that you think it's boring as fuck and you think it's amazing.
There was good scenes and stuff, especially with because that's one that has Brad Pitt.
yes.
Yes, like the ending when he beats the fuck out of the,
Yeah.
that was cool. And then like his fight with Bruce Lee,
Yep.
that was cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, there was bits through it that were good. It
Yeah.
just the rest of it was so goddamn boring.
No.
It was just boring.
You didn't like the tension of like him going to Spawn Ranch. Well, see, I don't know if you knew at the time. So okay, he goes to Spawn Ranch. He's gonna go check
All
on
I
his
got
friend.
out of that
but you
place-
have all of the fucking
All I got out of
Manson
that
girls.
place was a bunch of young girls were humping the shit out of an old man.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is you didn't know the connection between because Charlie Manson is like you're like, is he fucking there? Like I'm watching it being like, oh shit, when is Charlie Manson gonna be here? But then Tex shows up and you're like, oh, that's the motherfucking psycho. But watching that movie, you have no fucking idea what he did. Like if you don't know the story of that,
I know of it.
but like Spawn Ranch is where
Like I said, just
'Cause
there
that
was
is
way
that was
too many
fairly true.
large gaps of boring.
No,
Yes.
not at all.
Yes.
No, that was the tension that they were building is you were trying to see if his friend was alive while all these fucking crazy girls are just eyeballing the fuck out of you, and you're like, is this gonna pop off? Is Tex gonna come fucking shooting? Is Charlie Manson gonna pop out of nowhere and be like, get the fuck off my ranch? Plays the song. He's a fucking weird guy. But yeah, I don't know how you can hate it so much.
Well, it's not that I hate it. I was just bored. There was way too much weird drawn out story sections that last for like 45 minutes of just ugh.
I was into
I'd
it.
lose interest so fast.
I was locked in.
I was not.
I was locked
I
into
did
that
enjoy
one.
like the action, like the stuff that actually had something.
Yeah, towards the end when it really pops off. But that's a
yeah.
Quentin Tarantino thing.
No,
so.
yeah. But I mean, I've watched
what-
all of his other movies,
what
and
one
I
I-
love them.
Do you know what I think is
I'm a
boring as
massive
fuck?
fan of those.
Kill Bill. Hate it.
It was okay.
That one bores me.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, it's kind of boring. I mean, some of the stuff was all right.
But yet I love Reservoir Dogs, and that's a lot of just talking.
Like Kill Bill kind of reminds me of watching like DBZ or like an anime where you have an entire season of one person powering up. It's like, oh my god, just
Yeah.
get to the goddamn fight already.
That's fair.
I'm at a 4. Oh, great. It took you 45 minutes of an episode to do that?
Yeah, it's just a whole episode of
Yeah.
and glowing.
Yeah. And
Next
one punch
time on
might get
Dragon
thrown.
Ball Z.
Yeah. That's kind of what that reminded me of. Just nothing.
Yeah. But anyway, so we kind of got off track there. Rosemary's Baby.
Next week, Rosemary's Baby.
And then possibly the week after that,
Then Al's.
I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm gonna look at some
We
stuff.
gotta look.
I'm gonna look through the list and see if there's other ones that I hate more.
So you can get away from that one.
I think this one had, well, for you, I think you gave this a 3.
This one I gave a
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
I know
I'm
there's,
shocked. You give a lot of good scores out.
yeah.
Yes.
You really do.
I'm
It's
not
kind
a
of funny because
hater,
if you
man.
actually
I'm not a
look at
hater.
the average scores where I have the calculation in there, we're not far off from each other.
Yeah.
No.
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
But all right, I think we should pop off here because we're at like a hour and a half.
That's fair.
Yeah. But there was a lot to say about this trash.
There was. Yeah.
This fucking dumpster
No.
fire.
Well, I'm glad you guys watched it, and I'm sorry that I didn't make it all the way through. But I'll try to do what I can.
Do better. You better not miss Rosemary's Baby because this will be the second
No, I
time.
definitely need to watch that one. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
I'll be buying it, and I'm going to force him to watch it. We're going to fire it up one of these nights, and I'm going to drag his ass out of his room
There
and make him
was-
sit here and watch
Take some
it.
shrooms.
There was a connection I was gonna make between this movie and the movie that we watched last night, but I don't remember how it would have
the
connected
movie
again.
we watched last.
Me and Dave watched for the first time, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Deadpool versus Wolverine or
No, I haven't seen it.
oh, it's so good.
I have it on Vudu.
I like Deadpool.
Yeah, watch it. It's on Vudu.
All right. Check
I
it
had
out.
it pre-ordered. I just had to wait forever for it to. And then when I go to log in, because it was supposed to have been at like 10 o'clock or something like that, go to log in, it says 7 minutes. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. 7 goddamn minutes.
I came out of my
So
room.
I had to sit there and wait for 7 minutes. So I'm like, oh, I'll just go make something to eat. Came back, and then it's like, okay, now I can fire it.
Well, I came out of my room and I was gonna go smoke a cigarette, and then I looked at the screen and he had Deadpool versus Wolverine, and I was like, nice, he's finally gonna watch it. And then I was like, why does it say wait 3 minutes? He was like, because it's not technically out yet.
That's wild.
And then I
I've been
never
waiting
went back
for
to my room.
a
I had to
long
watch it.
time for that to actually officially launch on there.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
It also cost me $30-some to pre-order it.
Damn, that's way more money than I spent going to the theater counting gas.
That's all right. I got to sit on my couch and enjoy it on my TV.
But I saw it in 3D.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It was really cool.
But
There's other.
I'm not driving up to Duluth.
The last movie I
to go
saw in
watch a movie.
3D
I don't like Duluth.
before this movie, before
I like Duluth less than the Howling II.
Deadpool versus Wolverine is the second 3D movie that I've seen recent. Well, not recent. The last one I saw before that was the first Hobbit movie, and I hated that experience.
Yeah, but that's back when their 3D like system wasn't. Everything was just getting thrown at you constantly.
It was fine, but what they did, it was too much movement. There's like the part where you're on the roller coaster, the cart.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're throwing
sickening.
Like everything into 3D at you, where instead of just being like, oh well, but Deadpool cuts, the blood flies into your face, little subtle things like that make a big difference.
I know that this isn't spoiling anything for Opie, but the hand thing.
Oh, I can.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
That was really cool in 3D. But yeah, we gotta sign off. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Say bye, Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Bye, Dave. Bye.
What a child,